welcome and good evening. And as things get...
Well, guys, I'm very familiar with...
He's certainly come a long way, D.A. Thanks. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Durant is out there with Joe Harris.
Here we go.
Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then it's Harden. And it's Griffin in at the center position. And for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington. And it's Powell in at the small forward. Now, here is Harden. The three from KD. Rebound by Nurkic.
And as expected, Kevin Durant sitting out all of last season, recovering from the Achilles injury. Glad to see him back on the floor.
I agree with you, and it was absolutely a no-brainer for Kevin to sit out the season. That type of injury, you give it all the time you need, and the Nets knew that. They knew when the deal was done that he was going to most likely miss the season. And yet, they did the right thing, and when you have a guy like KD, you want to make sure you're not rushing him back. You want him fully ready when it's time for him to go.
So the Portland Trailblazers able to put the first points up on the board. Harden can't hit.
We know how good a shooter he is. It's frustrating for him when he's not able to knock down that kind of wide-open look.
Covington kicks to Powell. Passes it to Nurkic. Over Griffin. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Here's Irving. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Boy, you simply can't guard that. Irving's just too nimble. Easily gets himself free of the defender.
Powell for three. And no good that time. The Nets go the other way with it. Durant in the corner. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Harris against Powell. McCollum outside. Puts up a three. And it's Norman Powell with the three. Powell's got 5 points so far.
Offensively, McCollum sees the floor well. Not surprised to see him spot the open teammate.
Durant against Covington. Now here's Durant. Harden outside. The three. Drains it from beyond the arc.
They knew this was coming. Harden can't just let that last three go. Way too competitive for that.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Nets lead by 2. From Portland, we're back in a moment. And earlier we spoke with Kevin Durant about surviving the grind of an NBA.
How can we be the best version of ourselves individually every day? And how can we bring that together?
Well, Durant may not be the in-your-face type of player, Greg, but he gets the message across for sure.
He's not going to yell at you. He's going to show you how it's done and expect that you're as committed to winning as he is.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, they use the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And, you know, for them guys, it's all about tempo. Keep the pressure on and do so as much as possible.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. Brown out there with Green. Then it's Harden, and it's Claxton in at the 5. 1:14 left now here in the second. Dinwiddie outside. The teardrop falls in. Dinwiddie's got his first points of the night.
Boy, that was a sweet-looking teardrop. There's very little defense for that.
Collins passes to Carmelo. Shoots over Brown. They get the rebound. And Kanter able to finish. Kanter's got the lead up to 3 now for the Trailblazers.
And usually amongst the leaders in their offensive rebound rate, Kanter gives your team found points off misses.
And the pass to Harden. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Use of Nurkic. He's checked in for Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Zach Collins. Norman Powell's checked in for C.J. McCollum. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons.
Well, you can be the judge of if it's fair or not, but Kyrie Irving has earned himself the reputation of being moody, to say the least.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes that sword cuts both ways. Sometimes it's the player, sometimes it's the media, and the media's perception. It's a combination of the two. Clearly, Kyrie can sometimes go off on tangents and come from left field in interviews. I mean, he's not the only player, present or past, that's been guilty of that. One thing you can't deny, though, is this guy loves the game. And it's a matter of continuing to mature and grow as a leader. So I say give him more time and he'll refine himself in that area.
Katie against Covington. Durant with it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Nets shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
Durant hits them both.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity. He's cashing in on those.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game we have here after one half of play. Everybody, welcome back for our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and the first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. And he doesn't get talked about that much, but Yusuf. And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the...
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. I'm sure you've got a list, Greg, of players you've visited with over the years who you really enjoy spending some time with and talking to.
I mean, there are so many, Kevin. A couple guys, and there is a little bias as a point guard, but Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Chris Paul, 3 guys that, you know, I enjoy sitting down and talking shop with. Giannis, you know, witnessing his journey to greatness, all the while he remains humble and really appreciates his position. So several of these guys, I'm also not just an analyst, partner, but a fan, and a big fan of theirs.
You are a fan indeed. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the 5 roaming the paint. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers.
And Clark, when you look at the footwork of James Harden, arguably some of the best in the history of this league.
And you know, Greg, he studied the greats. I mean, he loved Ginobili's Euro step and then added it to his own game. Now he's taking that to another level, and he's the one giving out the lesson. But you're right, got great strength, but the footwork is really outstanding.
Lillard misses.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Harden's shot is good.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Sinks the triple. Lillard's got 5 points now this quarter.
And that's Dame showing that competitive side. Loves a good duel, especially from range.
From deep, Harden. Harden missing again. Portland leading. The tray. And the Trailblazers, another 3.
That's one of the reasons Lillard is out there. He gives you that deep threat.
It's the 3-point bomb. Irving's got 7 points in the game.
Oh, you got to love the back and forth action we're witnessing here right now. I mean, the crowd's going crazy. One moment for one 3-pointer, then they come right back and boom, another. Boy, this is starting to get real.
Guys, intensity turned up at its highest level. Perimeter bomb fest going on right now.
And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for the Portland Trailblazers. He ends up dropping in. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
Yeah, and as a two guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter, so it was really nice to see him orchestrating for a teammate instead.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Setting the floor for the Nets. We've got Brown. Durant is out there with Green. Then there's Irving. And it's Dinwiddie in at the two-guard spot.
Defense is all about anticipation, and he had perfect anticipation on that pass and comes away with the steal. Cutting into that deficit now, well within striking distance.
Boy, time to tighten it up on defense. A stop here would be huge.
Green shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Enes Kanter.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Blazers.
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
And I also love the way they move the basketball. Their passing has been outstanding here in the second half.
Zach Collins checked in for Kanter. Portland's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the three-point shot tonight. Foul for 3. Here's Lillard. Collins trying to break free. Lillard misses.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result.
The shot by Powell, no good.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
You know, Irving is deadly from mid-range and really embraces that shot. He doesn't shy away from it. And I think he can give opponents a lot of problems because of it.
The Nets with the lead. To the inside. And Jeff Green, the bucket on the assist by Irving. Green's got 4 points this quarter.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
And Simons has got the ball here for the Portland Trail Blazers. It's Powell on the wing. Dishes it to Anthony. Here's Simons. That 3 off the mark.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Got that one up quick. Now it's a 6-point Nets lead.
Always great from deep. I don't think Irving has gotten enough credit for how lethal he is from behind the arc.
KD against Anthony. Foul for 3. Count! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. They lead by 3. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Kevin Durant.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hand.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Zach Collins. Robert Covington comes in for Anthony. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Anthony Simons. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, I was able to listen in on what the Nets head coach was going over with his team. He told them, hey, this game is there for you, but we got to go get it. 50-50 balls, get into the basket. We have to give it all right now. Kevin?
Timeout called the Nets. .11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Durant. Yes!
Well, in my mind, KD is one of the top 10 all-time guys that you want taking that shot. His length, his ball handling, his shooting, and his confidence makes him huge in late-game situations.
Now a timeout called by Portland. They're trailing by 2. 3 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And with a couple seconds still on the clock, I try to get the ball in as close to the basket as possible. That way, if you miss a quick one, You may have time for a